Strange, isn't it? How something as small and ordinary as a piece of fruit can shape the length and quality of our lives. We spend decades searching for answers in pills, procedures, and promises. But sometimes, longevity begins in the quietest of places, your kitchen. Not in the medicine cabinet, not at the doctor's office, but right there, in the bowl on your counter. Especially after 60, every choice we make matters more. The body becomes more sensitive, more reactive, and more honest about what it needs. And food, real, living, nutrient-rich food, becomes medicine. But not all fruits are created equal. Some offer sweetness, but little else. Others, though, they fight inflammation, protect your brain, keep your heart supple, and quietly reduce your risk of disease with every bite. Today, we begin with one such fruit. Blueberries. You've probably heard them called superfoods or brainberries. But let's go beyond the marketing and talk about what they actually do inside your aging body. Blueberries are small, yes, but they are molecular giants. They contain a class of antioxidants called anthocyanins, powerful compounds that protect the brain from oxidative stress, a key driver of memory decline and neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. As you age, your brain shrinks, blood flow decreases, inflammation rises, and that slow creeping fog, forgetting names, misplacing things, losing focus, begins to roll in. But anthocyanins help clear that fog. They improve the communication between brain cells. They preserve the structure of neurons. They support neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt, grow, and stay sharp even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Think of them as little guardians, silently defending your clarity with every handful. Let's bring this to life. Meet Robert. He's 78, a retired engineer, a man who once had a mind like steel. But over the years, he noticed something was slipping. He'd forget where he parked, miss appointments, stumble over names. It wasn't dramatic, just a slow erosion of the sharpness he once took for granted. His daughter, gentle but concerned, encouraged him to make one small change. Add blueberries to his breakfast every day. Not a miracle cure, just a consistent daily act of nourishment. 3 months later, Robert didn't feel young again, but he did feel steadier. His focus improved. He could read for longer without drifting. And maybe most importantly, his confidence began to return. That's the power of consistency, not overnight transformation, but gradual restoration. And it's not just anecdotal. Clinical studies have shown that older adults who consume blueberries regularly perform better on memory tests. They show greater brain activation in areas responsible for learning and focus. Some researchers even suggest that blueberries may delay brain aging by up to 2.5 years. That's not magic, that's science, and it's sitting right there in the produce aisle. Beyond the brain, blueberries also support heart health, help regulate blood sugar, and reduce systemic inflammation, a hidden culprit behind many of the aches, pains, and degenerative conditions that creep in with age. And they're easy. You don't need a recipe, you don't need a supplement, you don't need willpower. Just add a handful to your morning oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, eat them by the spoonful, frozen or fresh. The benefits remain. What matters is that you start, and that you stay with it. Because every day after 60 is precious, and every bite is a vote for or against your future. Blueberries are a vote for clarity, for vitality, for autonomy. Your heart doesn't ask for much. It beats, quietly, faithfully, more than 100,000 times a day. It sends blood to your brain, your lungs, your legs, your fingertips. And it does so without applause, without rest, and without complaint. Until it can't. Heart trouble in old age doesn't always begin with chest pain. It often begins with fatigue. Cold fingers, shortness of breath that sneaks in while walking up the stairs, a quiet pressure that builds in the background of daily life. By the time most people notice, it's already well underway. That's why prevention, not repair, is the real gift we can give ourselves after 60. And few foods do more to protect the aging heart than something most people still think of as a trendy toast topping: avocados. Let's be clear, this isn't hype. This is biochemistry. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the good kind of fat your heart loves. Unlike the trans fats in processed foods that harden arteries and inflame blood vessels, monounsaturated fats reduce inflammation and help keep arteries flexible and smooth. Flexible arteries mean better circulation, better blood flow, a more efficient delivery of oxygen to every organ in your body, especially the brain. But it doesn't stop there. Avocados are also loaded with potassium, even more than bananas. And potassium is your body's natural counterweight to sodium. It helps relax blood vessel walls, regulate your heartbeat, and prevent the dangerous blood pressure spikes that often come with age. For seniors, high blood pressure is a silent saboteur. It doesn't hurt, but it slowly damages the kidneys, weakens the heart muscle, and increases the risk of strokes. Eating an avocado a day isn't just a snack. It's self-defense. Take Frank, for example. 75 years old, former truck driver, stubborn in all the ways you'd expect, especially about his diet. He didn't believe in health food. His idea of a vegetable was French fries. But after a scare in his doctor's office, blood pressure higher than it had ever been, something shifted. Not dramatically, just quietly. He started replacing his breakfast sausage with half an avocado on toast, a pinch of salt, a squeeze of lemon. Nothing fancy. 3 months later, his numbers were better. His energy came back. And for the first time in years, his fingers stopped tingling in the cold. He didn't change everything, but he changed something. And that made the difference. That's how food works in later life. It's not about total overhauls. It's about daily interventions, small acts of care that stack up. Avocados also contain soluble fiber, which helps lower LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol that clogs arteries and reduces oxygen flow to vital organs. For seniors, this isn't just about heart disease. Poor circulation can affect everything: memory, mobility, healing, even emotional well-being. You might not think of fatigue or forgetfulness as heart-related, but they often are. The heart is the pump. When it struggles, everything downstream does too. Avocados protect that pump, quietly, effectively. And they're incredibly versatile. You can mash them onto toast, blend them into smoothies for creaminess, dice them into salads, even eat them plain with a sprinkle of salt and pepper. One small fruit, one large impact. And here's something few people realize. Avocados also contain lutein, a carotenoid known for supporting eye health and reducing the risk of macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of vision loss after 60. So with every bite, you're supporting your heart and your eyesight. That's the thing about good food. It rarely does just one thing. It works on multiple levels. It speaks the language of your body. It understands what it needs, before you even do. So today, ask yourself, how's your heart? How's your circulation? Are your hands cold more often? Are your legs tiring faster? If so, your heart may be asking for help. And that help could begin with something as humble as an avocado. Some fruits whisper their benefits. Others declare them. Pomegranates are the latter. Deep red, bold, packed with juice that stains your fingers and nourishes your cells. For thousands of years, cultures around the world have revered this fruit. Not just for its flavor, but for what it represents: longevity, strength, vitality. Now, modern science is catching up, and what it's revealing is remarkable. Pomegranates are rich in polyphenols, a type of antioxidant that does more than just fight free radicals. These compounds relax blood vessels, improve artery function, and support healthy circulation, a cornerstone of aging well. Because when blood flow slows down, everything suffers. Circulation isn't just about keeping warm hands or pink cheeks. It's about oxygen delivery. It's about moving nutrients to the brain, the heart, the legs. It's about ensuring every corner of your body still gets what it needs to function. When blood flow becomes sluggish, seniors begin to feel it in their balance, in their memory, in the way they recover from illness or injury. But here's where pomegranates come in. They don't just prevent the decline, they often reverse it. Let's consider Dorothy. She's 80, proud, private, and had long since accepted that her knees ached in the mornings. that her energy dipped after lunch, that her afternoon walks were getting shorter. Until a friend handed her a bottle of pure pomegranate juice and said, "Try this for a week." Dorothy didn't expect much, but after 10 days, something changed. Her joints felt looser. Her walks lasted longer. She found herself bending down to tend her garden, something she hadn't done in months. What changed wasn't just juice. It was blood flow. Pomegranates improved her circulation, reduced the inflammation in her joints, boosted her cellular repair. And that's not just her story, it's been replicated in clinical trials. One study published in Clinical Nutrition showed that daily pomegranate juice consumption significantly improved arterial elasticity in older adults, meaning their blood vessels could expand and contract more effectively, allowing blood to move more freely. Another study found that regular intake of pomegranates reduced oxidative stress, one of the most damaging processes behind aging and chronic disease. By neutralizing free radicals, pomegranates protect cells from wear and tear, slowing the breakdown of tissues over time. And there's more. Pomegranates are also excellent for brain health. Their high levels of anthocyanins, a type of antioxidant, have been shown to reduce inflammation in the brain and protect against neurodegeneration. This means sharper thinking, better recall, fewer of those frustrating, "where did I put that?" moments. The benefits are real and they're wide-ranging. But beyond the science, there's something symbolic about pomegranates. The act of opening one, the patience it takes to gather the seeds, the color so deep it looks like life itself. Adding pomegranate to your routine isn't just nourishment, it's ritual. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Eat the seeds fresh, sprinkle them over yogurt, add them to a salad, or drink a small glass of unsweetened pomegranate juice. Just 4 to 6 ounces a day is enough to unlock the benefits. A few cautions though. Because pomegranate juice is concentrated, it's important to choose one with no added sugar. And if you're on certain medications, particularly blood thinners, talk to your doctor first. Pomegranate can enhance their effects. That said, for most older adults, this fruit is not just safe, it's powerful. Because when you support your blood flow, you support everything. Heart health, brain health, joint health, and even your skin. Yes, skin. Pomegranate's antioxidants protect the collagen matrix that keeps your skin elastic and youthful. So if you've been feeling slower, stiffer, a little less radiant than you used to be, it might be time to reintroduce this ancient fruit to your modern plate. A long life isn't just about what you eat, it's about what your body can use from what you eat. And that difference between intake and absorption becomes critical after 60. You could have the best diet in the world, but if your digestive system isn't breaking down food properly, if your gut isn't absorbing nutrients efficiently, you won't feel the benefits. You'll feel tired, bloated, underfed, even when you've just eaten. That's where papayas come in. This soft, coral-colored fruit might not be as glamorous as blueberries or as rich as avocados, but make no mistake, papaya is one of the most important longevity foods for older adults, especially those facing gut issues, nutrient deficiencies, or immune system fatigue. Why? Because of an enzyme called papain, naturally found in papayas, that gently breaks down proteins in the stomach. Unlike harsh medications or supplements, papain supports digestion without disrupting your gut's natural rhythm. For seniors, this matters deeply. As we age, stomach acid levels often decline. Our digestion slows. We absorb less vitamin B12, less iron, less magnesium, even when we're eating well. The result? Fatigue, lightheadedness, brittle nails, thinning hair. Signs of deficiency that get mistaken for normal aging. Papaya challenges that assumption. It says, maybe it's not age, maybe it's absorption. And it offers a solution. Take Margaret. She's 76, always ate well. But for years she complained of bloating after meals, gas, low energy. Doctors ruled out major illness, but the discomfort remained. Then a friend suggested she try something small, a few slices of fresh papaya after lunch. It wasn't dramatic, no immediate miracle, but slowly, steadily, things shifted. She began digesting better, sleeping better, And strangely enough, she started feeling hungry again, not just eating from habit, but from appetite. Her body was responding, receiving, rebuilding. That's the quiet magic of papaya. Beyond digestion, papayas are also rich in vitamin C, more than 100% of your daily needs in a single serving. And that's vital for immune health, especially in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Because here's the hard truth: the immune system weakens with age, and not in obvious ways. You may not be catching colds, but your body's ability to fight off inflammation, repair tissue, and resist chronic disease declines, often silently. Vitamin C strengthens those defenses. It activates white blood cells, reduces the duration of illness, supports wound healing, and keeps your body ready to respond to stress and infection. Papayas deliver that vitamin in a form your body can absorb easily and use right away. But that's not all. Papayas also contain beta-carotene and lycopene, antioxidants known to reduce inflammation throughout the body. Chronic inflammation is a hidden enemy in older adults. It contributes to arthritis, heart disease, dementia, and even depression. Fighting it naturally, through food, not pills, is one of the most powerful longevity strategies you can use. And papaya makes that easy. It's gentle on the stomach, naturally hydrating, and sweet enough to satisfy without the blood sugar spike of processed treats. For seniors struggling with low appetite, it's often one of the few fruits they truly enjoy eating daily. You can dice it into yogurt, blend it into smoothies, or simply eat it fresh with a squeeze of lime. It's not just dessert, it's medicine in disguise. One more benefit: papaya contains folate, a B vitamin essential for energy production and cell repair. Folate deficiency is common in older adults and often goes unnoticed, masked by fatigue or mental fog. A few bites of papaya a day won't just soothe your gut. They'll help restore your clarity, your spark. So if you've been feeling off, not sick, but not quite right, take a look at your digestion. Are you bloated, constipated, losing interest in food? Your body may not need more, it may need better absorption, better healing, better support. And that might start with something as simple as a small bowl of papaya after lunch. Sometimes the most powerful things in life aren't rare, they're routine. And among the most routine fruits in the world is the apple. Red or green, tart or sweet, the humble apple shows up in school lunches, hospital trays, picnic baskets. It's familiar, simple, often overlooked. But inside that simplicity lies something profound. Because when it comes to aging well, few fruits offer as much broad-spectrum support as the apple. It's not just an old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It's a principle rooted in science, digestion, and cellular health. Let's start with inflammation, the root of most chronic diseases after 60. Heart disease, arthritis, type 2 diabetes, cognitive decline, all linked to long-term, low-grade inflammation in the body. Apples fight this at the source. They contain quercetin, a plant compound that reduces inflammation and supports immune response. This means fewer flare-ups, less joint pain, more energy, and reduced risk of long-term tissue damage. Then there's blood sugar. As we age, our ability to regulate glucose declines. Insulin becomes less efficient. Spikes and crashes become more common. Over time, this contributes to fatigue, weight gain, and even prediabetes. Apples help stabilize that. Thanks to their high pectin content, apples slow digestion and keep blood sugar from rising too quickly. That makes them one of the best natural snacks for older adults looking to maintain steady energy throughout the day without the crash. And unlike processed snacks or sugary fruits, apples deliver a slow, gentle release of sweetness, buffered by fiber. That fiber also feeds the good bacteria in your gut, making apples a natural prebiotic. Gut health isn't just about digestion anymore, it's about everything: immunity, mental clarity, even mood. When your gut is fed properly, your body absorbs nutrients more efficiently, inflammation decreases, and your immune system has the strength to fight off illness, not just viruses, but degenerative changes we often chalk up to getting old. Apples protect against that decline. Let's talk about Henry. He's 82, used to be a truck driver, proud of his independence. But over the last few years, he started to feel stiff. His knees didn't bend like they used to. He'd get winded more quickly, and he began skipping meals, not out of protest, but because he just wasn't hungry. His daughter encouraged him to try something embarrassingly simple. Eat 1 apple a day, not as a meal, just as a habit. So Henry did. A gala in the morning, a Granny Smith at night. Whatever was in season. He didn't expect much, but within a few weeks, things started shifting. He was more regular. His knees didn't hurt as much in the morning. He had more appetite, more movement. His energy didn't spike and crash like before. It wasn't just the fruit, it was the fiber, the polyphenols, the anti-inflammatory effects, the gut support, the gentle return of a daily ritual that nourished instead of drained him. That's the thing about apples. They don't just nourish your body, they ground you. They simplify choices. They remove excuses. No washing machines required, no slicing necessary, no instructions needed. Just a piece of fruit that's always within reach and quietly working to extend your health span, one bite at a time. So what's the takeaway? Longevity isn't a one-time decision, it's a pattern, a rhythm, and patterns are built on small things done consistently, like blueberries for the brain, avocados for the heart, pomegranates for the blood, papayas for the gut, apples for everything else. Individually, they're helpful. Together, they're powerful. A 5-fruit formula for strength, energy, immunity, and resilience after 60. And best of all, they're accessible. You don't need to import anything exotic. You don't need supplements, just fresh, whole fruits, eaten consistently, appreciated quietly, and trusted to do what they've always done. Support the body in doing what it already knows how to do. So the next time you reach for a snack, remember, your future isn't in a pill bottle. It might be sitting in your fruit bowl. Thank you for watching. If something in this video stood out to you, a new habit, a fruit you hadn't considered, let us know in the comments below. Your thoughts help shape this channel and guide others who are on the same journey. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe. We're here to help you live not just longer, but better.